I'm here to assist you with all your test equipment needs, from multimeters and test weights to patient simulators and x-ray analyzers. If you need guidance or you have any questions, please don't hesitate to write me at jbarber@bcgroupinternational.com.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Better Biomed. Guys, today I have something incredibly rare, and I am so excited because this is one of the toys of the bygone era, and many of us that have been around for at least 30 plus years have gotten into electronics because of toys. Look what I have right here, okay? And I have not unwrapped it yet, but I'm talking about the 101 electronic project kit. Take a look at that, by Science Fair. And according to this, it says custom manufactured in Japan for Science Fair, a Tandy Corporation company out of Fort Worth, Texas. Okay, now there's a couple reasons I got this. First off, obviously, it looks like it's really old, okay? And if it's one of the first electronics kits that was ever made, I am there. I am so about it. It was $50, which that's a huge win for me. There's a couple tell-alls that this was really old. All right, so one of them is it's made out of wood. It's wood. The background of this guy is wood, folks. And let me flip the camera around and I'll show you. There's a couple other things that really clued me in that this is something really, truly special. So I have saved this for this moment so you guys can be here with me when I open this up. I have no idea what's inside it, but if it's from what I see on the front, this is a huge win. And this is going to be one of those things I'm just going to archive and save because this is where it all began for many of us. All right. So let's take a look at the 101 electronics kit by Science Fair. I remember the Science Fair company like way back in the early 80s. However, I think that even by then, they didn't have too much going on. Now, if you take a look at the fellows there right here on the cover, it's pretty clear that these folks were dressed in the 60s or the 70s. So with this being probably in the 60s or 70s, that would mean that everything in here is incredibly vintage. And if you're taking a look at the front of it right now, there's one giant thing that clued me in that this is something special. They're actually boasting about features space age integrated circuit. Is that not the coolest thing? Space age integrated circuit. Woo! Just wait until they learn about microprocessors, y'all. Yeah, so the IC is right here in the middle of the board. You see that? And it is jumbo. It looks like a breakout circuit, but no, they used to actually be that big. And there's a couple transistors right here. It's the old CAN style transistors. That really got me thinking, what is the age on this thing? Now, because it was plastic wrapped, I couldn't really take a look. It's a wooden platform, so that's already got me a little bit. Says that there's a meter, a code key, an integrated circuit, and a telephone pickup. Now, my guess is 1960s based on these guys right here and what they're wearing and whatnot. Looks like a Casio watch. Could be 70s, but I'm guessing 60s. We also have box joints on the corner of this wooden box. All right, you ready? I've been waiting probably a month or two to take a look at this. I got this kit at the world's last great electronics store over here in Houston. Oh, holy cow, look at this pamphlet. That is what I'm talking about, guys. Oh, before I take the pamphlet off and take a look underneath, this is truly special, folks. Oh, look at the vintage cartoons. Guys, I am absolutely in heaven right now. Copyright 1972 by Radio Shack. Of course, Tandy, Radio Shack. Printed in Japan. This is just amazing. Folks, while I might save this, I might do some videos off of it. I might actually offer this one up as a giveaway. And we'll see. I've got a bunch of stuff to give away again. It happens. It stocks up. So let's see. We got breakdowns what each piece does. Look at that. A megaphone adapter or an earpiece, because the earpiece and a microphone, they are technically the same. I like that they got large scale schematics that kind of show you what's going on. The cartoonish diagrams that kind of remind me of back when I got started in electronics back in the 80s. They had a lot of cartoons like this that kind of guided you through the process. And look at this. I really dig this. They show you what wires have to connect to what on the circuit board itself, which I haven't looked at yet. They have the schematic right here, and then they show you with a cartoon what is going on. How cool is that? So you got red wires, and the red wires go from here to here to here, and then blue wires to here, and yellow. So that way there you don't get your polarities mixed up. Good on them. What a vintage piece of tech. I'm so happy right now. Kid in the Candy Store does not even start to explain how I feel. So 1972. And that's why it says space age, because this is right after the space age, the golden era of the space age, which was the late 60s when, you know, man landed on the moon. Holy cow. Take a look. Some of these schematics actually get pretty complex. Radio operated switch box. So anyway, guys, that is the 101 electronic project kit manual. This is the manual. God, I missed this. Stuff like this really kind of takes me back because I used to love the passion that people put into products. It wasn't just a product that was to be bought and then used for a couple of moments and then thrown out. They actually put passion into this. The joints on the box look pristine. I mean, this manual, somebody put a lot, this is an expensive manual to print. So somebody put a lot of love into this because this wasn't an actual educational tool. Let's go ahead and set that manual off to the side. Oh my gosh, guys. I'm getting like goosebumps. This is incredible. Incredible. Okay. So this right here, no, normally you don't have to lift this up, but I always want to check and make sure that all my connections and everything are good. Take a look at the back. So this is a solderless kit, and the cool thing about a solderless kit is that they have these springs, and you can set circuits, you can do them over and over again, but at the same time, you can induce problems if you don't have attention to detail. So one of the things I like to do on a lot of these is check the wires on the back of the kit to make sure that they have not been abused, that they're not pulling out. Some of these are a little bit frayed. Overall, this kit is in really good condition. So these ones over here on the meter are pretty fine. This one here is almost touching. That would be a giant no-go. So let's take a look at the circuit board. Come on, let me pull some of this stuff off. Let's start anew, folks. Pull all this stuff off. This is the other cool thing about this style is that you could just pull the wires and you're free. See that? All right. Okay. So for this kit, we do have an integrated circuit here. Wow. We have, what is this? It says control, but really what that is this would be a potentiometer or a rheostat. Let's take a look at the back side. Okay, so it's 50 kilo ohms, so that's a potentiometer. We have a tuning dial here, and we have a FM, AM antenna right here. Yeah. So we have different taps for the antenna, and this right here is our tuning dial. We have a solar cell. They call it a solar battery. It's interesting when you see early solar cells versus modern day ones. The early ones, I would like to test that out, maybe with really intense sunlight to see how many volts does it really kick out versus a modern crystalline solar cell. I mean, it's going to be different. So we have a CDS I believe that is a light sensitive meter. So you could wire it into here, and then depending on how you wire the IC, you can turn on or shut off lights, kind of like a night light. Yeah, when it gets dark outside, it turns on the light. I'll probably be experimenting with all those. We have a transformer, okay, and transistors. So we're going to pulse AC through the transformer, and that way there we can step it up, step it down, stuff like that. I'll have to read on what type of transformer that is. And we have a whole selection of capacitors down here. So we've got some electrolytics. They look like they're in fantastic condition, by the way. We have an RFC. Do you guys know what an RFC is? And some of their labeling, I don't know. Is it just that it's that vintage that I don't know what the hell they're calling some of this stuff? An RFC. And for power supply, I've got two 1.5 volt batteries. So we can wire them up parallel or in series. And we have a 9-volt plug right here, which is in good condition. Most of these type of 9-volt plugs around that vintage are pulling apart. They're just miserable. And I do have replacements down here, but they look like it's in good condition. So what I'm going to do before I start building out any of these circuits is I'm going to go through with my multimeter, and I'm going to measure the resistors. I'm going to measure the capacitors since they're not in a circuit. It's just an absolute luxury that this stuff is not currently in a circuit. And then even on the potentiometer over here, I can check the windings to make sure that the tap and everything is nice and smooth. And all this is replaceable, by the way, all of it. The IC unit is fascinating. It's a Charlie 458. And it looks like there's some other stuff going on there. It looks like it has an antenna. And then we've got some weird stuff going on over here. Resistors, I got 100 ohm and it goes up to 250 kilo ohm. And there's no doubles, so they're all in series sequentially. I'm still kind of confused on the RFC. I really dig the schematic for the integrated circuit. Oh, so what I was actually thinking was going to be, it looks like a Bluetooth antenna based on the little riffraff over there. Let's see, we'll pull it up. Anyway, I'm constantly fighting my microscope here. It's not the best scenario, but it is what it is. So it looks like these are actually resistive surfaces. So it has like a 10 kilo ohm, but what they did is they took a carbon winding and they made it go back and forth on the silicon right there. And they actually created a surface resistor. Now it's probably really, really weak, but that's why we have the 500K and the 50K. Those black squares that you see right there, those are resistive surfaces. Crazy. So this is going to be fascinating, guys. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and carefully put this guy off to the side. And in the box we have, man, this thing really looks like it was almost never used. This is incredible. So the reason I'm saying it's almost never used, take a look at this earpiece. First off, it's not dirty or anything. It looks rather clean. And secondly, this cable right here, it's all wound. You see that? And with use, it just would unwind. So you'd expect to see 4 or 6 inches of this unwound. And I have maybe an inch of unwound cable. So that tells me it was not used that much. Yay for me. Take a look. Oh, cool. It's a Morse code. It's actually just a momentary switch, but it's cool that they have the Morse code set up right here so you can see how you can set it up. Very cool. And we have the earpiece. So that means that we can actually hear the tones. This is unopened. This thing really wasn't used that much. It's got the original staple and it's unopened. This is that telephone receiver that they said earlier. I wonder how that's supposed to work. Because back in the day, you used to be able to like stick a microphone up to the telephone and you used to be able to create ringtones. And I got some spare wire right here. This is normally going to be for antenna. So normally if they have a spool like this, you're going to hang an antenna up someplace. And I have a larger orifice. Yeah. For the little piezo style speaker right here. It's not really piezo. It's probably just a miniature diaphragm, but there you go. We got two different accessories. And what the heck is this? It's like a stylus. I don't know what I would use this for. Huh. Well, maybe if I read the manual, we'd figure that out. So, folks, it looks like I have everything I was supposed to have. This is so crazy. And it all looks like it's in really good condition. So I'm super geeked. And maybe I will do a live stream where I set it up and I run it step by step. And you guys can come along for the ride. What is this? Okay. Here is a little, this is part two adjustment knob. It's a potentiometer. It says 20 kilo. I don't think this is missing from anything. Huh, interesting. Well, we'll take a look at that later. I think it was just an extra part. Let's go ahead and carefully put this guy back together. Yeah, that's all original. Okay. Interesting. How cool is that? You guys, I know you love when I say that. It's because I have an absolute passion for this kind of stuff, and I am so so excited. I can't wait to use a space age integrated circuit. It's going to be fun, guys. So there we have it, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do over here. You can even build like a crystal diode AM/FM radio and stuff like that. Of course, I mean, I'll probably do a live stream where we set a few of these up and take a look. How cool. I'm so excited. So anyway, guys, that's it. That is my Science Fair 101 electronics kit. I first have to test out the components and stuff. I have my multimeter right here. And anything that is out of spec, I'm going to go ahead and replace. You never know with these kits. If somebody didn't know about electronics and maybe they were mad scientists, maybe they went ahead and broke some things. I don't know. Or maybe just from age. So I'm going to go through, check it out, and then maybe do a live stream where we actually utilize this to showcase some electronics principles. How cool, right? Maybe some voltage dividers. Maybe we'll get into series and parallel circuits and stuff so that you guys get a better grasp of your basic electronics. This is definitely the kit to help me with that task. All right, guys, what a win. 50 bucks. And this right here is going to go just like that over on my shelf, and it's going to be a proud piece of my collection, at least for the time being. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you like videos like this. If you do, please give me a thumbs up. I do appreciate it. And stay tuned. We're going to build some circuits. Let's do it.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below with what you'd like to see in future videos.